Thanks for joining us, Carrie and Nigan. We'll start with you, Carrie. A video of the incident is disturbing. What does this say about the level of violence of guards when incidents like this happen?
It's really reminiscent of what happened with George Floyd. You know, the violence and everything. It was so triggering to watch, and it makes me so very sad as a mother to think that his mother had to view these last moments of his life. And I'm not surprised. Often when it's in situations where you have people in power and others who are helpless, such as the inmates, there is possibility and potential for people in power to exploit that power. I myself went to a residential school, and we knew which supervisors we had to avoid because they went a little too far sometimes. And we also had supervisors who were capable of handling hundreds of children. And I think there should be more stringent guidelines when selecting these people who are going to be in these positions of power, because it's so horrifying to see somebody die so tragically.
So Nigan, this is just one of many in-custody deaths. How does having video prove what prison advocates have been saying about treatment of inmates?
Well, this is precisely why lawyers, advocates, families all demand that there be supervision in these kinds of scenarios through video camera, because what ends up happening is a disproportionate set of violence. I mean, it is already a violent situation, but a disproportionate response often to that violence. And in this case, we see 15 different guards take it upon themselves to subdue, attack. And William Ahmo, who is in this video, says multiple times, "I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe." And a guard very callously says, "If you can speak, you can breathe." The fact is that he was under deep duress before even the guards subdued him. He was seen as suffering from a great deal of mental anguish and trauma. And allegedly, there was a racist joke that sparked this whole incident. And all of this stuff is what's caught on tape. So this is vital to be able to have an adequate and just justice system.
Carrie, the guard in this case was charged. How rare is that? And should there be another mechanism to deal with these events when they don't reach the threshold of criminal charges?
Absolutely. There needs to be an oversight committee. Like this happens in the case of police officers. It's very rarely that they are held accountable for some of the crimes that they commit. And guards at this situation, and yeah, they should be held accountable because they are not above the law. And there's this idea that if they're in control, they're the ones that are enforcing the rules, then the rules don't apply to them. And the system so far has allowed them to believe that they are untouchable. And until they are held accountable, I don't think there's going to be much change in the environment and the way these guards and police officers treat people that they're in charge of and perpetuating crimes against.
Nigan, William Ahmo's mother is suing Robert Morden, the guard accused of causing his death, and the province of Manitoba. What's your take on that?
Well, let's be clear. If there wasn't a video, absolutely Darlene Ahmo would not have had the evidence to be able to support the claims that she's making against the province, and the rightful claims that it was a disproportionate set of violence that was subdued and ultimately resulted in the death of her son. The alleged cause of death is cardiac arrest, and you don't simply just go into a heart attack just randomly. In this case, no drugs were found in William Ahmo's body. This was clearly a case of trauma, and without the video camera present, you would not have seen this come to light. You would probably not even see the amount of media attention, because inmates die all the time at the hands of guards, and it's called things like suicide, or said like a violent altercation. When the paramedics showed up to assist William Ahmo, they were forced to wait for almost 15 minutes, told to just step aside and things will get ready. There was what they claimed to be, as according to the court records, no sense of urgency upon the arrival. So it's very clear that this was a callous act, and people need to be held accountable for this. This wasn't just simply some violent altercation in a prison.
Right. Nigan and Carrie, we have to leave it there, but we will, I guess, find out the fate of the person charged. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks so much.